All right, fellas.
Baddup.
What y'all doing now,
Baddup.
dude?
Baddup. How do we want to kick this off, dude? Because I'm thinking Situals. Yeah, I think you had a lot to say, dude, about your. Didn't you want to go with like where your name came from last episode?
Oh, it's literally just because Banana wants it. But I literally don't have like any cool origin story with my name or anything. It's it's so dumb. I literally just went to a random name generator and this name popped up and I was like, yo, that name looks kind of cool. And I don't know. I kind of like shorter names. I try to keep them below like I don't know, like 8 or 9 letters. And that
You
was
know,
it.
you know what's the worst is when like the name you want is taken and you like gotta like add spaces or like X's or L's
Oh,
and shit.
yeah.
That's the worst, dude. That's the
Or like a
worst.
3 in the middle of your name or something. I feel it, bro.
Yeah, dude. It's just like it's cringe. You know what I mean? It's cringe. I'm glad I don't have that problem.
Yep,
I
yep.
literally like have to spell out sub 3R team. You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy. Even the text to speech. You know what I'm saying? She says it right. You know what I'm saying? So she
True.
gets it. She
I
gets
mean,
it, bro.
even before this name, like I guess this is one of my. Actually, no. I think this is the first name that I've actually had that was completely unique, and it wasn't a name based off of something. Because before this name, I would make like anime names, or I would make like game related names. Like my name before Situals on Twitch was the Ocarina, and it was just because of the Ocarina of Time.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. That's hard as fuck.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly thought the name went kind of hard. It was my RuneScape name for a while too. It was just the Ocarina, but
Oh
Damn.
my god, dude.
That is kind of hard.
Dude.
then yeah,
Yeah, dude. I'm sorry, but that's hard as fuck, bro.
yeah, it was a pretty cool name. But then
Holy.
I guess I started like making my names like shorter and shorter, or like keeping them to just one word. And then I ended up here after using like Aizen from Bleach, and then Kokushibo, which is like a Demon Slayer character, but he's like deep in the manga. You don't really learn about him for a really long time.
Greg, what was your online name before you settled on Good Vibes? Have you
Uh
always gone by Good Vibes, or have you had other aliases?
no. So Good Vibes would be a rebrand for sure. Before Good Vibes, it was actually Scumbag. The Scumbag Greg. I'm not even
Oh
joking,
my
dude.
god, that's actually, dude. I'm sorry, Scumbag Greg goes fucking crazy.
Yeah, no, I it was my Xbox name. I think it still is my Xbox name, if I remember right. But
Whoa.
yeah, no, it was my Xbox name, and then like when working at Microsoft, I would like stream on Mixer, for fun. And that was kind of like my alias for, I guess, pre-streaming on Twitch. And yeah, then I rebranded to Good Vibes. But even before then, I would say I loved Assassin's Creed, so I had like awesome Altair or like Epic Ezio and shit like that on the Xbox. Um I had awesome AHWSUM on Steam, so I don't know. I just kind of wanted to figure out like a name for myself, and I like Good Vibes Official or like Good Vibes Greg. I think it's a good name for me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What about you?
I used to go by, so before Super Team, I actually went by Metaphysics.
Ooh.
I went by Metaphysics, yeah. And then prior to that, because I used to play a lot of Call of Duty, so I'd always, obviously in Call of Duty, like you want to go and like get the nuke and like fucking do that. I just called I went off I went by nuclear physics. So I
Dang.
like switched it up. I just switched the word and then added physics because like I think like for all the nerds out there, fucking science rules, you know what I'm saying? So like I was like, dude, what
True.
sounds good? Like what sounds good with nuclear? Physics. What sounds good with being meta? Physics. And then I fucking went to sub 3R team and it's fucking cringe
How
because there's
long
a 3 in it.
Sub the R team.
how long ago was that? Like before the super team?
Um man, metaphysics I probably use in like damn Black Ops 2. So from like 2011 to like 2013. And then my nuclear physics I used in conjunction. I had two accounts because like I had to fucking play with like different friends because like I had groups of friends that didn't fuck with each other. So like
Oh,
I
okay,
had to like
okay.
use 2 different accounts. Yeah, to like please them. And
Damn.
that was kind of yeah.
That's thick though. Metaphysics does go pretty hard.
Yeah, that is actually
Yeah.
hard as fuck.
Yeah, dude. That's kind of the backstory. So it's been a couple weeks, right? It's been a couple weeks since the last recording, right? So what have you guys been up to? Like,
Aha,
Ha ha
aha.
ha 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 ha
Yeah, you
ha. No,
wanna take this off, dude? Go
I'll
ahead.
let you go first, dude. Nah, it
Oh,
sounded like
you want me to go?
I sounded like you had shit to say, bro, about a certain somebody. No, I'm just joking. What you want to say,
Uh,
bro?
yeah, honestly, it's about you.
Ah!
Uh, nah, listen. So the last couple weeks, right? Honestly, this is more so like last week, because the last fucking oh my God, hold on. I'm so sorry. I'm streaming and I didn't realize that the audio fucking thing was not set to the right source. So like nobody can hear anything besides me talking.
This is amazing. This is amazing.
this is
Uh,
honestly this is everything I'd hoped it'd be.
So
It's everything I
dude,
this is 2 for 2 now for Situables kind of goofing
scuff
up.
streams, scuff fucking podcast, scuffed words. I can't talk either. But bro, okay, so listen, right? Boom. We're playing RuneScape. RuneScape's a great game, by the way. And you know, everybody's getting a little silly. Everyone's acting up. They're like, you know what? It's bingo time. So then we start doing bingo, right? And you know, the first day, hype as fuck. Everybody's going on fucking through the board. Some people getting stuck. I'm sorry, Ryan and your team. But then you know, a few days goes by. People are zooming, and then here I am. I land on the 32nd tile, right? I thought everything was cool. I was like, all right, you know, it shouldn't be too bad. 1 to 200 drop. Volcano, new content, cool. Tell me how my team was there for like over 600 KC. We didn't get shit.
Baddup.
And
Dude,
a
charge it to the
team ended
game,
up,
dude. Charge it to the game. Those drops be killing y'all, man.
bro, that shit destroyed my sanity. It was so bad that I went to work the next day after like grinding Volcano for 14 hours, and my manager was like, "You okay? Like you look drained." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm okay. It was a long day yesterday."
Had a rough night.
Yeah, dude, literally, like you know how if you sit in one place for too long, you just like get that really tired feeling and like you just have no energy, but you know you can't get up, so you just keep sitting there.
I think we've all been there. I've
Yeah,
definitely been there.
Yep.
yeah. I was like that for 6 hours straight, dude. It was awful. But yeah. So you know, ruined our fucking sanity.
Did you have
And
fun?
that was fun. Haha, yeah, I had fun until I grinded out Volcano. I mean, I made money, so I guess it wasn't too bad, but that shit burnt me out of fucking RuneScape for a few days. I mean, honestly, I'm still a little burnt. Like, I'm having fun playing a bunch of other shit right now. Oh, that's another thing, bro. We started playing the Forest. It's a little scuffed. We die a lot, but that shit's fun as hell too.
Yeah, I've been enjoying that.
I've enjoyed watching you guys play that game. To be honest, it looks interesting. It really
Yeah,
does
it's
look
really
interesting.
cool. It's like a survival game. I mean, I guess even Minecraft, like it's a survival game, right? And there's an end goal. Like there's actually like a little. I mean, I don't really know if you know that there's like an objective right off the bat, but you know, you kill the Ender Dragon. But like in the forest, there's actually a story, but it's a survival game at the same time, so it's really fucking cool.
Yeah, really, I have no idea what I'm still doing in the forest. But I kind
Same.
of like that. Like they give you kind of a hint, like, oh, you crashed on this island. Here's a book and try to survive. And that's pretty much the game for me, at least.
And stabbing luggage, right, with like a spear. I saw you do that to like get some batteries or something. Is that did I
Yeah.
imagine that?
Nah,
There's
nah.
like boxes and like random crates and suitcases and stuff you could break open for supplies.
So is that like contraband from like the plane crash, or is that just like part of like the generation of the like area that you like land in?
Yeah. Some of it is from the airplane and like the crash and whatnot, and then it's actually some is, and I don't know if it's like small background stories, but like when we were searching through this cave, it looked like somebody was like living there for a little bit. So it could be like some stranded dude who was just living in the cave, and like we just looted all of his stuff. But it was cool. Oh yeah, then we also found like an outpost, and it was a bunch of these like dudes in like tennis shorts and stuff, but there were like tennis rackets inside their mouths, and like they died and shit like that from the cannibals. So it seems like there are like tiny like background stories of each location, because it's like I don't know, just like a random island. I don't know if it's a random private island or what have you. I'm sure we'll figure that out when we beat the
I want
game.
I wonder if there's like a twist, you know what I mean? Like you're actually like in like some rich person's like fucked up like playground or some shit, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no, I believe it. And I think the main story is just trying to find this kid, right? Like I think your son or something like that.
Yeah, you're trying to find your son because like you're on that plane
Are you
with him.
each looking for your own son, or
No, we're
like
married. Centrals and I, we tie the knots, so we're looking for
is
our
that the
son.
is that the lore? Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
okay. All right.
yeah. We did in
Interesting.
Vegas last month. No big deal.
We eloped.
Interesting.
It's coming out on the
Dude,
second
who
podcast
are your
episode.
witnesses? Who are your
Me,
witnesses?
myself, and I. That's about it.
Oh, interesting.
No way. I
Interesting.
invited me, myself, and I too, dude. Hell yeah.
Who took
No shot.
whose last name?
It's hyphenated.
Oh, okay. I'm like trying to think of like the initials real quick.
Yeah, it's
But
Greg.
Exactly.
is it also
If
did I say it right, or did I fuck that up?
no, it's
Gotcha.
yeah,
Damn, we
yeah.
just added an extra bleep for no reason.
Hell yeah.
Bro, I just doxed myself on my own stream. Toast and David know
Oh
my full name.
no. I forgot you were streaming.
I'm deleting the pod. I'm
shit.
deleting the pod, dude.
Oh my god, dude.
Oh, I just talked to myself on your stream.
You too. He said delete the pod.
Oh my god.
It's
Oh, that needs to be in the trailer for the podcast, dude.
dude.
Oh my god.
Most of the community knows a little bit about your last name, so
Oh man. Dude, oh my
sorry,
god.
dude.
You know who hasn't been doxxed though? Me,
What?
motherfuckers.
I know, dude.
Oh
shit.
shit!
Damn.
And now Super's doxed too,
Damn,
dude.
yeah, dude. It's just a
Oh,
dude. We're just
man.
gonna call this the doxing, bro. This is the name of this episode right here.
Any doxers in chat, dude?
Oh man,
This is
dude,
not
I
a drill
guess,
delete the pod.
dude. I guess I could get into what I've been up to, man.
Yeah, dude. What have you been up to,
we
bro?
don't really want to.
Dude.
Oh, I
Dude,
mean, yeah. Fuck you.
your boy's been adulting, man. I bought a house. I moved.
Damn.
So yeah, that's why this podcast, has been kind of like on standby for a couple weeks. I didn't have internet for close to a week. Close to a week. I moved, so I'm in a different house. My room's different. Everything's new. It smells new. There's a lot of construction going on in my property or around my property with all these new houses being put up. We got neighbors moving in left and right. My commute is shorter, which is awesome. I hate sitting in traffic. Atlanta traffic sucks. But yeah, man, I've just been gaming. I've just been gaming and I moved, bro. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, it's been like what, like 2 weeks now? At your place?
Yeah.
Or has it been a week?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's actually been two weeks. We moved on. Dang, what date did we move? Am I dumb? We moved on the 10th. It'll be 3 weeks. No, it'll be 3 weeks this Friday.
That's huge, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's fucking. Yeah, okay, we got a round of applause for Super, bro.
Absolutely, dude.
It's
Just like
Absolutely.
inserted an applaud clip here or some shit.
it's yeah, man. Owning a house is a big deal, man. Especially in this economy, dude. I think like the economy is obviously built to fuck people up, like just to be in perpetual debt and like paying other
Oh,
people
absolutely.
to live in a space. You know what I mean? Like it's very hard to break out of that and like own your own thing. And what I think is empowering is like if I decide to move away from here, you know what I mean? Maybe to like Arizona.
Oh
You know
shit.
what I'm saying? I
Oh,
can rent
weird.
this place out.
That's where
I
I
can rent
live.
this place out. Yeah, 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 dude. You know, there's, I heard the nurses are pretty cute out there, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, why exactly would you move to
Uh-huh.
Arizona, Saber?
Uh-huh.
Like, is there any
Uh-huh.
it's
specific
probably
reason or
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
it's probably just the
Uh-huh.
healthcare, man. The healthcare
Oh
is
yeah, the
better.
healthcare, yeah.
Right, right. I heard they have some good doctors out there, some good hospitals.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
dude.
Um, is it like,
I
a
think it's just
specific
due to the fact that like Arizona is like the Florida of like the West. You know what I'm saying? You know how like in Florida all the old people go and retire there, so they have like
Yeah.
really good healthcare and stuff.
Yeah,
Arizona's the
yeah.
same way, dude. Like, I want to age gracefully and get some good care. Why not?
Right,
Dude, you're like
right.
32. You don't have to move anytime anytime soon.
Dude, I mean, you never know, man. You never know. Sometimes I don't feel 32. Sometimes I feel like I'm 25. Other days I feel like I'm 70, bro. It just depends.
Be right back, cut this out.
Wait, what? He actually left.
Yeah, dude, I
BRB
thought
cut
that was a
this
bit.
out.
Yeah, I thought that was a bit, dude. Oh my god.
I'm keeping it, dude. I'm keeping it.
I got it. Can I say something?
Yeah,
Can
say
I say some
something.
things?
Yeah, between
Okay,
you and
so
me. Between you and me.
yeah, well, I kind of want to say it when Situals is here because I kind of want to get his opinion on what I'm about to say, but
Okay.
um, so I've obviously like I've started playing OSRS, started going down the rabbit hole, right?
Yeah. You've been kind of getting deep the last week, I would
I,
say.
I mean,
Deep-ish.
I went from like total level 30 something. I'm like 220 something right now, 224.
Okay. Okay.
So, I'm grinding. I'm grinding a little bit, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get to some relevancy here, trying to like do some better content, but I mean, I just really fucking hate walking everywhere, bro. I do.
Yeah.
That that
Yeah.
that's what I need to get off my chest, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Can we like would it kill the developer to add a mount? I'm not saying I need to go at like 2 or 3 times the speed because I get it, you know what I'm saying? Like your stamina, your fatigue should play a factor in how you like maneuver, but like oh my god, dude. Like give me like a little mule, you know what I'm saying? That'll like at least
Yeah.
move me at like 1.2 times speed.
So I think the reason why we don't see any mounts is because it would I guess like
Would it break
dissolve.
PvP? Would it break PvP?
No,
Is that
no,
what it
because
is?
we've had summoning before, not mounts per se, but we've had things before. No, it would just dissolve like a lot of the mid game, end game type stuff, and like how we do things in the game. And the reason why I say that is like right now it sucks, right? You're new, you're walking over, you're doing quest, but eventually like you train your magic up, or say you go to the Grand Exchange and buy like house tablets, or not house tablets, but like teleport tabs. Like you need to like
Can I ask you a question real quick?
yeah.
Do teleport tabs expire?
No, they don't.
Like when you use them, are they gone?
Yeah, it's a one and done. So like you use the tablet, say like you get a Varrock teleport tab, you use it and then you teleport to Varrock instantly. So that's like your fast travel. So the game utilizes the player to be creative on like certain methods. Like say you get like 99 crafting, you get one of the closest teleports to a bank, right? So
True.
you're like resource hunting somewhere and you teleport to go get resources and then use your crafting cape to teleport to the bank. And that's pretty much the game. Like people have been so creative on like figuring out how to do the quickest thing by quote unquote, fast traveling.
Yeah.
It just sucks because you have to run to some places,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, so like I'm trying to do this quest where like I need to get these beads, right? It's like one of the little free to play things. Again, I'm totally new to the game, guys. Like Y'all can grill me, whatever. I'm totally new. I'm trying to do like easy content, obviously, to like understand the mechanics, how things should flow, like what, how to play the game essentially. I need to get these beads and I need to farm these little red imps, right? I'm sure everybody that's listening
Uh-huh.
to this that's played the game for a minute knows what I'm talking about. Well, I looked up the drop rate for these beads and it's like 1 in 26. I can't find an area where enough of these imps spawn to kill enough of them to get the 4 beads that I need to complete this quest.
Yeah.
So I caved, right? And I went and I spent like, let's call it, 6,000 coins or GP on 3 of the beads. I can't get the 4th one. Like I cannot find a trade for it, no matter how
Oh.
high like
You put
I
the price
tax
point
it.
up. Yeah.
So like I put the price point up to try to get this last bead, and the game is fucking me because I think it knows that my favorite color is red, and it's just like suffer, nerd. Like suffer. Like you're not
Yeah.
gonna get this. You're gonna have to go kill these little imps that spawn like 2 or 3 at a time. They fucking teleport away. Like so, like I'll hit one. I'm doing pretty good damage. Like my character is not a scrub by any means. Well, it might be he might be a scrub compared to your characters, but like to me,
He's a
compared to
unit.
where I
He's a
was,
unit. Yeah.
compared to where I was like when I first booted up the game back in like December to now, like, dude, I'm hitting for like 4 and 5. I'm like, dude, I'm fucking these goblins up, bro. But I cannot find these imps to get the last bead because I can't find a trade. So I went to a different part of the map. I think
that's where you were going, right? To Artie. Was that the reason why?
So I was going to Karamja because I remember
Oh.
around the volcano there, I saw a bunch of imps. But what's fucking me is those scorpions or spiders or whatever the fuck they are. They aggro on me and then they jump me, so I wasn't trying to die.
Yeah.
So like I killed a couple of those imps. None of them dropped what I needed. None of them dropped that bead, and there's not enough of them. So like what do I do? Like, is it hard for me to find this trade? It's literally the last thing I need. Like to complete
So
this.
that's I don't know if like the red beads getting merged or like there's actually like no red bead on the market, which would be insanely weird, but it could happen. Like the best place for you is that area that you were talking about last night called East. I'm gonna probably pronounce this wrong, like half the player base, but Ardenoon, something like that. I always say
East
Ardy.
Ardoon.
Is it Ardoon?
Oh, Ardoon?
Yeah.
No,
East
I
Ardoon?
think it's Ardoon. I don't know. I honestly, I'm probably fucking wrong too. But
I always say Ardy because I couldn't pronounce that wrong.
So East Ardoon, right?
Yeah,
Where I am right now, I'm near the Grand Exchange. I'm in Varrock. That is a fucking hike, bro.
Yeah.
To walk
Yeah,
all the way
dude.
out there.
So
like I made it there. Right?
Mhm.
Because White Wolf Mountain, I had to like go around that. And it was like, dude, how the fuck do I get down from this cliff? Like it wouldn't let me down. I like teleported back because I thought I could take a boat, and then the boat didn't take me there. It took me to some other fucking spot that I wasn't even trying to go to. And then I wait the 30 minutes, I teleport back, I go back to the mountain, I go all the way around, I finally get, down from it. I go and I venture to East Ardoon, and then I don't know where to it'd be helpful to kind of see where the enemies spawn. Like maybe there's like a little marker saying, hey, here's a little imp mark. This is where they typically like spawn at. But I guess the game doesn't do that to encourage exploration, I assume. And
that's actually kind of a neat idea, but yeah, I don't like for like beast or like monster info, they don't really do anything in this game for that. Like you kind of just have to remember, unfortunately.
Yeah, so you remember wiki. Let us say rely on the wiki.
Yeah.
So when it comes to the teleport tabs, are they expensive?
For a new player, I would say so. Yeah, they're pretty expensive.
How much do they go? How much do they go for?
Probably like 200 to 300. Like for the low ones, like 200 to 500 coins each.
K or 200 coins?
Yeah, 200 to 500 coins. Yeah.
Oh,
and
well,
there's some that are like 9 to.
I have 400k GP right now.
Oh, you're chilling. You could buy some subs.
Yeah, maybe
I'm
like
middle
30
class.
30 of
Actually,
each,
no,
to
I'm
be
not
honest.
middle class. So
yeah, you're
what
poor.
I'm probably gonna end up doing. Yeah. I mean, bro, let me get to the point where I'm killing the.
Okay.
Let me get to the point where I'm killing the snake in the middle of the little island, standing in poison, and then I'll be able to farm 4 to 500k, bro. You know?
Oh, you're talking about Zora. Yeah,
Yeah, it's like Mazora.
I was like,
Yeah,
what
I'm sorry.
snake, dude? What snake?
Yeah, like whatever little dragon, you know what I'm saying? Like whatever
Yeah.
whatever you were doing the other day. Like let me
Playing
let you
D&D,
know,
dude.
I'll get to that point. But yeah, it's just I was saying earlier before, like after you left it, Situals, I was like, yeah, I need to say this shit with my chest. Like, dude, I'm just tired of walking everywhere. I'm tired of walking. My character, like, my toggle run runs out in like 30 seconds, and then I have to walk, and then it's just like, I just hate running. I want to mount. But Greg was saying that adding the mount would just change a lot of fundamentals for like end game stuff, which I get.
Oh yeah, it would
Sorry.
honestly ruin a lot of teleports. It would fuck up the whole teleport system, honestly.
Yeah, it would just dissolve
But-
like every method known to man.
But I mean,
Stampot's gone.
Yep.
I am the game's grown on me, dude. It's got a very like simple charm to it. You know what I mean? And it's like, I don't know. I'm having fun. I'm having fun. You know, I tried the game out on stream, you know, a couple months ago as a meme. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And then now I'm just like, dude, I want to like figure out what else I can do. Like,
Well, the cool
It's
thing
just-
too, like if you still like if you want to stream this game a little bit more, like you might get a new viewer that comes in and like, you know, I would say RuneScape is very backseaty, but like in a good way. So
oh, I don't mind being backseated because I mean, I understand the game is you know, you said it came out what 99? Like
Yeah.
it's been around for a while, so like it's probably, you know, I would assume it's got a lot of people that have played it that know what the fuck they're doing. I've heard of this game. I heard of it before, but I never played it.
You want to hear something crazy? I'm gonna look it up right now. Old school RuneScape has 108,000 people playing right now.
108,000 people.
Yep, that's more than some modern games.
True. And it's sad because like RuneScape 3, for example, it has a fraction of that.
Yeah.
RuneScape 3.
Yeah.
I mean, just from speaking to everybody in your community, like they don't like that game. Why is that game just not liked? What's wrong with that game? Why don't you guys like that game? Why do you keep gravitating back towards old school? Like
I
what
think
what is it?
For me, what got me like playing in the first place was my sister. She was like at a, I think it was like Thanksgiving. We were like catching up, and she was like, "Oh yeah, Greg, I'm playing RuneScape," but she never like told me which version. So I was like, "Oh, that's cool, Allie. Like, you know, what have you been doing?" She's like, "Oh, I got like 99 farming in like 13 days." I was like, "Wait, huh? Like that's awesome. You got 99 farming. That's crazy. But like, how did you do that?" And you know, she's like telling me, "Oh, like you can get these lamps to like raise your XP and stuff." And here I'm thinking like, surely she's not talking about old school. And eventually we find out that she's talking about RuneScape 3. So I think that's the main reason why I started playing old school, because I was like, oh, like I want to just get XP, but like in a slower pace and not like having to do like this microtransaction thing like every modern game does. And so when I started playing old school RuneScape, it's not like any modern game out, and it's not like predatory towards like your pocketbook. So I think that's the reason why like most players love it, and like I would say like older players, because like I don't know, most players are just tired of like, oh, I have to buy a battle pass, or I gotta buy, like, you don't have to buy a skin, but like, oh, like here's the game, like trying to shove down like, hey, get this cosmetic or do this. So that's why.
Yeah,
That's
and
why I like
RuneScape
it.
3 too. Like, so, all right, I'll be honest. I actually played back when old school RuneScape like was the actual game. I mean, I played like, I don't know. I've been playing since like 2005, right? But the game ended up making a drastic change, and they changed the way that combat was in the game, and it was called Evolution of Combat. And Evolution of Combat, it is the reason why I guess like RuneScape ended up dying for a little bit, because people didn't like the new combat system. Like the new combat system was just weird. It was way too different. Like it was too
What did
MMO
they
like.
what did they change? Like what did they change about the combat? Because in this
So
game, right, you just click to attack. I don't know how the magic works. Like so like what's fundamentally different about it?
I mean, it's like the combat's all the same in like old school pretty much. You click to attack, and then even with magic, for example, you just click the spell and then you click again to attack. But you could also set some of the magic weapons or like actually I think it's just magic weapons, yeah, to auto cast a certain spell. But in RS3, what ended up happening with Evolution of Combat was they ended up adding abilities. So you could still click to attack, but you weren't really going to do any damage unless you use the abilities like you do in a traditional MMO. Um, and now it's like, I mean, I guess you could still auto attack or just click to attack in RS3, but 99% of the time you're going to be using abilities. And
It kind of like
yeah,
WoW.
yeah, I guess it's kind of like WoW. Like people that end up playing like MMOs like WoW or Final Fantasy 14 or shit like that, just anything that has I guess like global
It,
cooldowns like that.
is that why you guys like have you guys ever tried WoW and just didn't like it or
Oh, I
Yeah,
played.
because you know that WoW is like RS3 like you
Yeah,
just avoid it.
and
nah. I don't avoid it. Like I even leveled a warlock to 120 on retail when Legion was out, and then I ended up playing a little more after. I played like a little a Shadow Priest for a while, and then I played Classic for a bit. But they're two completely different games to me, honestly. But like the main reason why I don't play RS3 is just because it's pay to win. Like you could sit in one spot, not move a single tile, but if you have $10,000 to throw into the game, you'll max.
yeah, 10K.
It's 10,000 like real dollars to max in that game.
Uh
Yep,
huh.
yep.
But that's the price you pay for not training or doing anything in the game and just maxing out your skills with actual money.
Oh wow.
Because
I
there's this thing.
mean, damn.
Yeah, so like the way that it works too is they have like these events, I guess, right? Where it's called like a promotional event or whatever. And from these promotional events, you get these things like you get a shit ton of XP lamps. You get things that you can trade in for XP lamps, and then you also get these things called stars, and they give you bonus XP. And I guess the way that like bonus XP works is when you're training a skill, it doubles the XP drop. So, for example, if you're chopping a log and you get 175 XP, if you have bonus XP, it's going to give you like 350 instead. So it just makes your grind like that much faster.
Yep.
And
Sometimes like they even do like triple or quad. From what I hear, at least from my
yeah,
what my sister was saying.
they have like double XP events too. And before RuneScape became RuneScape 3 or like RuneScape 2 transitioned into RuneScape 3, double XP was a thing too. But it was only for a weekend, and if you didn't play during that weekend, then you were shit out of luck, you know? But now in this version of old school or this version of RuneScape 2, there is no double XP, but in RS3 double XP is still a thing. And the way that it works now is you have 48 hours of in-game time to use on double XP, and you can pause the timer, but you
Oh, that's
have
cool.
yeah,
Damn.
it's pretty cool, and then you have 7 days, I think, to use up all that XP.
Damn. I feel like Call of Duty needs to do that because from what I remember, it's like you use double XP and it's like 30 minutes, even like your lobby time and everything. I'm like,
Yeah,
man,
yeah.
that's fucking
That
stupid.
dude, that's
Yeah.
yeah, man. Dude,
Yeah.
Activision is super anti-consumer because that's a simple fix. I mean, that,
Yeah.
that really is a simple fix. Like, hey, only have the timer run when you're in game. Like it's not I mean, I'm not a programmer or anything, but I don't think that that's a hard
Yeah,
thing
that
to
can't be hard.
program,
I feel like that can't be hard.
right?
Yeah.
But I mean,
Well,
dude,
I'll give it. I'll give kudos to RuneScape 3, even though we don't like the mechanic. I think that's still pretty nice to like pause the timer. Like, oh, this is an MMORPG. I can't spend my whole life on this game. Everybody's pretty casual playing it, even like old school RuneScape. But That's pretty cool. Damn.
There was another game that was like super pay to win. Was it Diablo? Was it that new Diablo game that was like
Oh,
in the news for
Immortal?
like being, yeah, Diablo Immortal, where it was like they were like super, people were like shitting on the game because all these people were like playing, it was a mobile game that they were playing on their PC, right? So it's like, but the game even on PC had like the mobile economy. You know how like mobile games, they usually like are over the top with like microtransactions and like pay to win. Like, Call of Duty Mobile is like, hey man, you got to spend real money to get this weapon that you can't get any other way, but it's like it's gonna shred, like that kind of shit. But it was with, I think that was the game. I'm pretty sure that was it.
Yeah, it sounds like the game. I remember like Asmongold was like putting a
Yeah,
crap ton
that's
into it.
right.
Yeah. I'm hoping 4 is good, but like my personal opinion, and like I guess buying habits, I just don't trust a lot of things from Blizzard, so we'll see. We'll see when the time comes.
I mean, to be honest, Diablo 3, that shit was so fire. And if you've never played Diablo, like don't let Diablo Immortals like I guess be what you judge the Diablo series off of,
Mhm.
because that's the only game that was that, like you needed to fucking pay to win. Because all the other ones, like you don't need to pay to win. I mean, granted, like Diablo 1 and 2 are way before microtransactions, but like
Yeah,
even
3 was
Diablo 3,
fire.
like you didn't pay for shit 3. And
Yeah.
3 was so fucking good, dude.
When it like initially came out, I put so many hours into it, and I forgot what the last grind is, like Infernal or something like that. Like I remember the time I've been like grinding, playing my monk, and I'm stacking all the HP, and I have like 2 shields on my monk just to get through like the second act. It was cool, and then obviously they made it a little easier because like it was pretty insanely scaled, but I think they did a lot of good things with that game, and they even added the auction house, which I'm pretty sure they removed already, but like when you get a
Yeah.
drop you could sell it, and I had a buddy who like made $250 because he got like the first green drop. Fucking nuts.
Yeah, people used to make bank off of that shit, but then Blizzard was like, "Oh, y'all, what are y'all doing?" They're like, "All right, stop. We gotta take this out of the game." I even fucking grinded Diablo 3 shit even up until like a couple years ago, I think. I would just keep playing like when new seasons came out.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's what they were doing.
Yeah,
I
because like the classes would have different sets that were good during that season. And then we would just make new characters and grind like all over again, like every single season.
the
It
the
was
game that
so
I
fucking
think
fun.
came out, the game that I think came out that like changed shit for me with terms of like how I spend my money when it comes to like microtransactions was Elden Ring. Elden Ring dropped with literally just the game.
Hmm.
There was no battle pass. There was no fucking skins, no, weapons that you could only buy with money. None of that shit. It was literally just the game, the story, and it was fucking like just phenomenal. And ever since that game came out, I'm like, dude, I will pay for a video game full price, $70, whatever it is. And as long as it's good and doesn't have a battle pass, like that's the kind of shit that I want.
Yeah, I'm in the
Thanks.
same boat. Give me like the meats and
Fuck a battle pass.
potatoes, and like if I want a side, like give me a finished game. Actually, just to go into this a little bit more now, you unlock something like just reading the reviews from the forest, the Sons of the Forest, I should say, the second one. It just doesn't seem like it's a finished game from what I hear. And yeah, like that's a bias review, and like I don't have any experience, but I think in the state of gaming for like the last 6 to 7 years, I really feel like for most games coming out, and this might be just for PC players and maybe a little console, I just don't feel like I'm playing a finished game anymore. And I don't know if that's because I'm old. Maybe I value my time more. Maybe, I feel
It,
like people want my money, like more money after I buy the game. And and obviously that comes from the executives and the corporate setting of gaming and not the developers. But I don't know, man. I'm just getting tired and, you know,
it,
looping around.
it,
That's why I like RuneScape.
it,
So.
It is. No. I mean, dude, I agree with you. Like these games drop and literally are unfinished. They're unfinished products, dude. They are. They're glitch fest. There's there's content that's programmed into the game that you can't access, and it's like DLC. They charge you more for it, even though it's already on the initial download, and it's like a little 8 MB patch to like unlock this weapon or this like campaign or quest or whatever. And it just gets tiring. It really does get tiring. Like for as many hours as I put into the new Pokemon game, like that game runs like shit, you know? And you could attribute it to the console that it runs on. But like, dude, I got Legend of Zelda on the Switch and it runs
Oh
way better.
yeah.
It runs way better than Pokemon Scarlet. The world, the graphics, the world, the textures, all better.
Yeah.
And that game came out like 3 years before this newest Pokemon game. So
the Zelda game came out when the Switch came out.
Yeah,
Yes,
It was the first
20,
game.
2017, 2016, something like that.
Yeah.
And it's just, dude, it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. I even, you know, the newest game that I bought was Hogwarts, right? I bought Hogwarts because
Mhm.
I wanted to give it time to I wanted to get the feedback, not from the critics, because sometimes the critics are paid by the company or the publisher to like write a glowing review and like highlight the good and like downplay the bad. But like I really waited to see what my peers and like other gamers, like just the random Joe Schmo, the random small YouTuber, random streamer would say about this game because I really I valued their opinion more than what the critics and like it's a 5 out of 5, it's a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I
You
saw
know,
that. I saw those reviews coming out. I was like, what the?
Yeah, like Game Radar, 5 out of 5, must play.
Yeah.
and the game, I mean, part of the complaints, I mean, and don't get me wrong, like even the word of mouth reviews had a couple negative things to say about the game. Um, they Most of the complaints were like, oh, you know, the game sometimes gets a little choppy, the textures, the ray tracing, blah blah blah. But I'm like, I don't really care about graphics. You know what I'm saying? That's not really why I play video games. Like, I mean, fuck, I'm playing old school RuneScape, and it's not. You know,
Yeah.
I wasn't even.
Yeah.
I wasn't even using like the newest textures until a bounty told me the other day, like, hey, download this to make your game look better. I'm like, what? And the game looks different to me. You know what I mean? But those were most of the complaints. But like everything else that I saw about that game, the combat, the lore, the exploration, the map, you know, the way everything else was, I'm like, dude, this is right up my alley, bro. Like, this is right up like what I want to experience in a video game. And I haven't been disappointed by the game yet.
Oh, that's good. How many hours are you into it?
I think I'm like 18 or like 19 hours into it. And what's crazy is like I've only done like 30% of the game.
Okay.
So there's content there. There's a lot of content there to be had. And the game doesn't have multiplayer. It's not like you can like PvP someone, although I think they might add it later. I think they'll add PvP later. I don't know why they wouldn't. It's like, what's the point of building up this like all-powerful wizard in this school in this world to like not be able to like test yourself against like non-AI opponents? So I think they'll eventually do that. And then the other thing that I wish they'd put into the game is like the Quidditch. You got
Oh,
this like
that would be cool.
you got the cool broomstick that you fly around on, and you upgrade and you go faster, and you know, you boost for longer, etc. It's a good form of like traversing the map. It really does add a sense of like wonder to this map, because the map is the other thing is like, dude, it's fucking huge. Like, it's big. Like the other day I went to like the very south part of the map and I was like, dude, I didn't even know this was here. I thought the map ended at a specific spot, just to find out there's like 3 other areas that I could have access to that I wasn't even aware of.
Yeah, I think I remember hearing you like on a call or something. You're like, "Oh my god, like what the?"
Yeah, I was like,
shocked.
dude, what? Like, dude, what? Like, there's like ocean cliff sides here. There's like a fucking whole nother town over there. Dude, it's great, man. It's great. If you're a Harry Potter fan, I mean, we're not sponsored. Yo, throw me some money if you want me to, you know, promote the game. You know, I'm not above selling out.
Selling out, yeah.
No, the game is fun, man. The game is fun. I mean, I understand why people might want to boycott. and
Yeah,
not
that
fucking
was
play it and do and and I get it, dude. That's your prerogative. I mean,
yeah,
I've spoken about this at lengths to a
yeah.
couple different people. I respect everyone's opinion when it comes to shit like that, but I
Mm-hmm.
just think for me personally, like, you got to be able to separate the art from the fucking artist sometimes, and I think
Yeah.
this is just one of those instances where, like, I don't think that person is involved with. She gave the template of the lore, right, of the overall universe of where this game is set, but
Yeah.
like, to my knowledge, she hasn't contributed much creatively to like the process of
I
like
mean,
creating this like story.
you got
No, I think she
developers, you
just
got artists, you got musicians, right? Like there's a lot of other pieces into it, a lot of people into in this project. And it's I'm glad you brought this up too, because I wanted to bring it up because I think I already kind of know a little premise of how this episode is, but it's just the state of gaming, right? So when Harry Potter was coming out, maybe like a week before, even 2 weeks before, everyone, the Twitter side of it or online side of it, Reddit side, everybody was brewing up a storm, it felt like. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like,
What
yes, like we
what
all know.
what's
Gone.
crazy? What's crazy is, not to cut you off, but like,
No,
what's
you're good.
crazy is that right now, like, if you look at the world, we live in a world of extremes, right?
We do. Yeah.
You're super liberal, you're super conservative, you're Black Lives Matter, you're all lives matter. Like,
Hmm.
whatever. There's just and not to get political, but like,
You're great. No.
there's so many extremes. But you're right. Before that game came out, certain sides were already entrenched on their side,
Yeah.
and everybody else be damned if they disagreed. They weren't going to have it. And it's so shitty because, like, human beings tend to like gravitate towards one extreme or the other, and it's just like, it's the people that are smart and that don't get caught up in that shit, they'll be able to make up their own opinions and like their own they'll take their own stand, or like remain in the middle or remain moderate, whatever. But I just
Hmm.
feel like with that game, like, if you bought the game, you were transphobic. If you didn't buy the game, you were like this white knight that was like
Hmm.
standing up for, like, standing up against transphobia, standing up for trans rights, which are important. You know what I'm saying? But like, when you really look at it, like, dude, you're not really contributing against, or you're not really like fighting something if you're not like doing more than just like going on your Twitter and saying like, "Hey, I'm not buying this game because fuck
Yeah.
J.K. Rowling."
Yep. I think
Like, okay, donate to a cause, donate to a
exactly.
charity that helps. Like, this is a very marginalized percentage of the population that, like, literally half of trans people kill themselves because they're persecuted and bullied and fucking, they just don't see any other way. And that to me is fucking heartbreaking,
Yeah.
dog. Like,
I
you know what I
also
mean?
like think really
Mhm.
hard about this. And one of the reasons why I like even started streaming was, remember, like George Floyd and just the Black Lives Movement. You had a lot of like Instagram friends, and I'm not going to call anybody out who did do this, but it just sparked me into thinking this way, with the black squares. And I'm like, what is this going to do? Right? The black squares is the same thing of you yelling on Twitter. Like, if you're yelling
Oh
on
yeah.
Twitter, like, go donate to a good cause, or buy the game
Dude,
and
it
educate people and saying, hey, this person sucks ass and this is why. And we could share this, maybe if a trans person loves Harry Potter and you're an ally and you're playing Harry Potter, and you can educate like your whole community and say, hey, and you can you can weed out the weak too. Like, there's so many like other things that people could do besides yelling at each other and saying, hey, you suck and you hate trans people because you bought this game. And it's like, no, I just want to be in this universe, and I'm doing A, B, and C. Or like, and the thing to me too, and I always think about this, is like, like for the Twitter people or online people, it's like, have you ever talked to a trans person? Have you ever talked to like a neighbor? Have you ever talked to a human being? Like, it's so
like,
polar. Like,
it's crazy. It's crazy. Like, I'm sure that there's a lot of people out there that literally hate trans people that have never had a first person experience, or like a first hand interaction with a trans person.
yep.
All they go off is oh, I was raised this way, there's two genders, like the same old fucking talking points that side talks about when it comes to that issue. And I'm like, dude, go educate yourself. Like a lot of people they don't want to put in the effort to get educated on anything. They're just like, oh, well, my dad said this is wrong, so I think it's wrong. Like, dude, what?
Yeah.
Your dad probably in the fucking, in the 70s thought that cocaine was good. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or they thought
what?
that smoking cigarettes was
What?
just a cool social. They thought smoking cigarettes was like a cool social thing, and like they didn't realize that it gives you cancer, or that it fucks up your lungs, or that
Mhm.
it fucks up
Hey,
your gums or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But
it does.
nowadays, like a lot of people that might do those vices, to go off the meme from earlier, is like, hey, let's do a vice for Lent instead of giving something up. They're educated on it, so that if you're a smoker, right, and you smoke cigarettes, then you're educated on it, and that's your prerogative. That's just like, hey, I know what the risks are. I'm just doing it because I'm doing me. And I respect that shit. I'm not going to be like, hey, man, you shouldn't smoke, dude. You shouldn't smoke. I'm not the fucking police. I'm not going to fucking tell you not to do something, especially if you're educated on it and
Yep.
you're aware of you calculate the risk and you take it. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, man, it's your life. You only live once. Do what the fuck you want to do. It's not hurting me in any way. Just don't blow smoke in my face.
Yeah,
You know what I
exactly.
mean?
Just respect, other human boundaries, but
But
yeah.
going back to the black square on Instagram, or posting it on Twitter, posting something on Twitter, unless you're fucking Kylie Jenner or Drake or Barack Obama or whatever, where you have millions of people following you and you have reach and you have influence. Instead of, you said earlier, like screaming on Twitter, or like screaming or yelling on Twitter or whatever, bro, posting on social media without being any of those like super mega followed accounts is like going out into outer space and just yelling.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
nobody's gonna hear you.
I would say even
You know what
then,
I'm saying?
if you're like one of those like accounts that you have like like a crazy amount of follow base, I think change comes within too. So like if one person does it with this crazy follow base, and nobody follows suit, like it's gonna also fizzle away. But no, I definitely agree. Like if you're just a average Joe, nothing's gonna get done. It comes within. You got to like go volunteer somewhere, or go donate or something. Get your friends to go somewhere.
It's everybody wants to promote their good. They
Yeah.
want to like promote their good deeds. They want to promote all the good that they do
Mm-hmm.
for whatever, for clicks, interaction, for whatever.
Yep.
Dude, there's a lot of shit that I do that nobody knows about, that like goes to like different things. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm cool remaining anonymous.
Yeah.
I'm cool doing that shit because I know at the end of the day, like if I make any sort of monetary contribution, or I go and attend, a seminar or whatever, like I just
It's
know
for
that
you. It's
it
for you.
carries more. Yeah, it's literally for me. It's not to impress some random person on the internet, or it's not to like be like, hey, yo, Greg, I dropped $1,000 on this charity. You know what I mean? Like, give me some validation. Give me some
Yeah.
make me feel good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I did this more for you to make me feel better about me than I did to
Yep.
like make an actual difference. And I think that's the fucked up thing about social media, is like social media is like has become this thing where you just like anything can go viral. Like, dude, a fucking like some dude posted an egg on Instagram and made it the most liked account or
What
whatever,
the?
the most followed. Like, do you remember that back in the day? It was like, hey man, I'm gonna post this egg, and the whole purpose of this account is, can this egg get more followers than Kylie Jenner, who is like the most followed
I don't
account
remember that, but
on Twitter, or
that's
I'm sorry, on Instagram.
that's an amazing social experiment, to be honest.
And he did it. They did it. And then Lionel Messi surpassed it or something, or had the most. It was like the most like photo, or it's like the most like that Oscar selfie. Remember, with like Ellen DeGeneres and like Bradley Cooper and
Oh,
like
yep.
Jennifer Lawrence, and like they took this selfie at the Oscars,
Yeah.
and it was like the most like tweet ever. Like, the fuck. and like anything could go viral. I could post a picture of a
Post your butt.
fucking not
Oh,
my butt. I mean, dude, my butt. I mean, my butt do be button, dude. Like, you know, I be doing
Do
squats,
button.
but
that shit
I can just
busting.
post like a picture of like toilet paper and be like, hey man, validate me. Like, just make this the most like thing ever.
It's crazy talking about social experiments because I saw this one social experiment probably like a few weeks ago, or maybe even a month or two ago. But this guy, he created an account and well, it was like a bot, and he made it so it would message like
Oh, I
these,
saw this. Yeah.
yeah, like
Oh,
these female influencers or whatever.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And
And
then when the
then
bot would like stop, like they were like hounding for attention from this bot, right?
exactly, dude, the whole validation thing. I was like, damn, bro. People people really that down bad for some attention?
And it's like these
Bro.
beautiful women too. Like, I'm not saying like if you're beautiful, you're gonna instantly always get this compliments or whatnot, but it does happen. It does happen. And so it's
It's
just crazy that they're like, there's so many things around them that are probably giving them validation and even like their life, but they look at this bot like, fuck, what am I doing wrong? It's like, what? How?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like damn, like this one random person that I've never met in my life is giving me this validation on a schedule every day for a year or
And
whatever it
now I'm gonna
was.
make content out of it
And
when they
and
stop.
and now, yeah, and now that it's not
Hmm.
there, it's like they're missing a piece of their soul or like of like something that sustains them, which is that attention. And dude,
It's not sustainable.
like online validation is I honestly I think it's like a form of drug. It's got to be treated that way
Oh yeah,
because
it's got to do something with like your dopamine and serotonin levels, right? And it's probably the same way of like how comedians are like the most depressed. Like you get if somebody laughs at your joke, you get like instant validation, and it keeps going and keeps going and keeps going. And then when it's like you're not on a show, your brain's like, oh no, I'm not getting a laugh, and you get like really depressed. So it's probably around that same type feeling, honestly.
it's got to be that I mean I treat it that way. Like dude, I don't care about I mean, dude, I have Instagram, I have Twitter, I have, I have all that shit. But as I've gotten older, I spend less time on it and I spend less time posting what I think other people will like. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I just post what I want to post. And dude, if it gets 5 likes, you get like the picture I posted of my house on Instagram, I think is my most liked picture ever. And it's
Oh,
the
it
picture
was
of the
like,
it's just the picture of the house that I bought
hmm,
with my mom standing in front of it. And
oh, that's
I
nice.
didn't post it for any other reason than just to document this like event that I'm undertaking. This like milestone, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I did it for me and then everybody started liking it. People that I hadn't talked to in like years or months that still followed the account liked the photo, but it's not like they reached out or called me like, "Hey, congratulations." It wasn't like a super personal.
Yeah.
Nothing super personal came out of it, right? And I think those are the things that I'm starting to value more. It's like the personal interaction,
People
the
reaching out
conversation,
or like
the
coming in.
converse, yeah,
Hmm.
the conversations, the people that talk to me when shit isn't so rosy. That when I'm struggling, when I'm having doubts, when I'm being overly self-conscious or like self-degrading to a certain extent, like those people are the ones that will reach out and communicate and like check up on me or whatever. And that's the shit I value. Not some high school classmate that I haven't talked to in 10 years saying like liking my photo of my house. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that doesn't matter. That doesn't make them a bad person, but it's just like we don't have that kind of interpersonal relationship to like make me value it more than like my cousin calling me congratulating me. He didn't even see the post. He didn't like it. He called me and like talked to me about it and that was just immensely more fulfilling
Yeah.
than
That's gonna be more than
you know
any like or follow or
yeah,
whatever,
then
right?
40 accounts on Instagram liking my photo that they probably scrolled it, saw it for 5 seconds, double tapped, and just kept scrolling. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But yeah, social media is it's good
It's a
and
pl-
bad,
it's a,
man.
it's a plague a little bit.
It's good and bad. I mean,
Yeah.
you can crowdfund, you can like I saw this post a couple I mean, I see a couple of these posts that pop up every now and again where it's like, "Oh, this person is homeless, but he's playing like just beautiful jazz music on the side of the street." And some random person finds it, films it, and then they crowdfund, you know, money for that person to like get a haircut, get an apartment, upgrade their instrument, get a job. Like that's the good shit. But then I mean, the other side is just the mental health damage that it does can be irreparable, man. It can be.
Yeah,
Um
it's horrible, man. And I think I may have struggled this in the beginning of like streaming, right? Like it was so new to me. There's so much going on, and it's kind of hard not to compare yourself with others. But like, we're talking about it, and I've gotten to a point where like I don't like it I don't care for like a like or a follow or whatever. It's just like a meaningful conversation, like a chat or what have you. That's the shit I care about.
and dude, just to like piggyback off that, I think that's another reason why like I find myself like struggling to like meet like, you know, people in real life, like real friends. Like cuz a lot of my friends are like they're online. I've met a lot of
Yeah.
like you guys, I met you on Twitch, I met you on a Discord server, like obviously like we've interacted enough to like obviously be on a podcast or like be in a voice chat
Or just to dox ourselves to,
or yeah, yeah,
a
yeah, you know
couple
what I'm saying?
people.
Or like leak my full name and obviously like, should I leak my address? If I leak my address right now, you know what I'm saying? Like,
We
will I
gotta
get
delete the
fan
VOD.
mail?
We gotta delete the
Or
VOD.
like, will I just get
I
like
already
fucking
ended
stink
stream and
bombs?
started it again, so we're good. The VOD's
but
calling, dude.
Oh, did
but I
you?
think
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
I think goddamn. I think I think a mixture of social media and the pandemic just made people forget how to have a conversation in person.
Oh yeah, it
And
made a lot of people weird. And not
and
like
for
Yeah,
me,
that's
like
true.
bad
for
weird, but
me,
just weird.
for me though, I'm an introverted person to begin with. It
Same.
it made things even more awkward for me because I'm already introverted by nature, right? And then it's hard for me to like just put myself out there and like talk to random strangers, whether I'm like at a bar or a restaurant or whatever. Um, but the pandemic took that shit to a whole nother level because like now everybody's like they spent 3, 4, 5, 6 whatever, well, like depending on where you live, months in isolation away from other people, and I think social skills were lost. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like what like does anybody remember what norm is? Like do you remember what the
No.
norm was
My
before the
No.
pandemic? Like
my norm was like I was an extrovert, right? So I was like going out, going to shows, meeting people, and like for me, it still comes down to it because I have those skills, like being friends immediately with somebody or making friends or stuff like that. But now, like, I'm saying before COVID, I was an extrovert, but now I'm like super happy of being an introvert. Like, I don't want to like exhaust my social battery at like work or stuff. Like, I'll be cordial and nice and like still buddy buddy, but I'm not like gonna go out of my way and do this. I don't know if that's like me getting
it
older. I don't know if that's like the pandemic. It could be a whole
it
bunch of stuff, but
it might
Facts.
be. It's just like you're more. I think the smart people prioritize themselves. You're a little more selfish. So like you don't stretch yourself out too thin. I think is maybe what subconsciously you might be doing because like
mhm.
maybe that's what you were doing before and now you're just like, dude, nah. Like I've gone through these last whatever 2 years, 3 years isolation. I switched my job. Whatever, and you're doing more things, you're streaming or you're content creating or whatever that you probably just don't want to wear yourself out, dude. You don't want to
Yeah,
stretch yourself out too thin. Like who really deserves your time? Like who really
yeah,
deserves, to have a personal connection to you. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not everyone. So
I think
I think
that's
it's
good.
important to like, yeah, I think it
Yeah.
is good because it's quality over quantity. Like if you're giving yourself to everyone and you're spreading yourself out too thin, a lot of things can become more or less fulfilling. Whereas like if you really hone in on the, you know, handful of people that you want to spend time with and like build up your relationship and like strengthen your bond, like that's going to be more fulfilling in the long term than having 100 friends that you give 10% of your time with. Whereas like you have like 10 friends that you give, you know, 10 or, you know, 10% of your time with, or like instead of 100 friends that you give 1% of your
Like
time with.
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
yeah.
I think
I had to think about that. Like my math wasn't mathing. So like I had to like, you know,
did too much math.
it was like the you remember like when you guys like did you guys ever have dial up when you would like connect to the internet?
Oh
And, like,
yeah.
do that. Yeah, that's what was going through my head real quick.
The dial-up sounds, dude.
Yeah, dude.
No,
Oh.
100%. I think you nail the head, which I never realized, but yeah, I kind of like reserve myself because I rather talk to like Situals or you or like Toast or anybody, honestly. And like I just reserve. But yeah, man,
I'm the same way.
COVID kind of messed up a little bit.
True.
But
I mean, I'm the same way too, though.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
honestly, that's
fucking
true.
yeah, like I don't know. I guess because like even when it came to like online communities and shit too, I never really had friends outside of like my close friend group, and it was that way for I want to say 8 years, and then I decided to. I mean, like I always watch Twitch like here and there, right? But it was always like bigger streamers and stuff, so there wasn't really like, you know, any sort of interaction with the streamer themselves or like their community or anything. It was literally just a hive mind of the same emote going through the fucking chat. Um,
What was the
and then
emote, dude? The Hive Mind emote.
I think it was like the fucking the Pog champ at the time.
Nice, nice.
The band PogChamp, not the little dinosaur we have now is the old one.
Yeah, the old one, the old Pog champ.
Oh, dude, simpler times before everything, for the dark times.
Before the Fire Nation
Facts.
attacked, for sure, dude.
Yeah, literally, dude. They fucking destroyed it.
Before Thanos snapped half the population away, dude.
But yeah, even fucking, and then like I found, I mean, I decided to go back on, and then like after 8 years, I finally found like people that I could hang out with outside of like my close friend group, because like I always had, I guess, like, you know, a few people to hang out with here and there, but I never really actually found like a group of people I was able to like talk to or want to hang out with or anything like that. So it's really cool. But yeah, I definitely value my online friendships and relationships and stuff like over, I guess, what I have in real life. But to be fair, I don't know. I guess I used to be an extrovert too. I used to go out a lot. I used to party a lot. I used to fucking drink almost every night. But
now look at you, dude.
Yeah.
Just a RuneScape nerd.
Oh, I've always been a RuneScape nerd. That never changed. I'm a little more sweaty with it now.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, dude, I don't know, man. Fucking online relationships are cool as fuck, or friendships, relationship, whatever you want to call them. They're you meet people that you wouldn't, you know, obviously meet in like a bar, for example, or I mean, I guess you can, but you're not gonna like the chances of you finding someone or like a group of people that's into the same shit that you're into at a bar or like at any sort of social gathering that isn't for like that said specific thing. It's just really fucking hard. So I guess it's pretty easy to find people online that are like into the same shit that you're into. And that's why I'm here. Or not why I'm here, but that's how I got here. And now I kiss a bunch of handsome men every morning on Discord.
Oh man, dude, good shit, man. All right, I think I don't know. I think what's like one last thing we want to talk about, dude? You know,
I mean, I feel like we did we did some pretty nice topics, dude. I like the state of gaming. That was really good, and honestly, your RuneScape journey RuneScape 3 talk.
Yeah.
We kind of
So
went
this,
everywhere, but honestly, I think this was a good conversation overall.
where do I go in East Ardone to find these imps, dude? I finally made it here. The whole
Do you want
podcast I was
to
walking
tell
there.
him, Situals?
Dude, okay, so either go to Yanil or go to Falador. You don't even need to be in East Arty. I never even heard of an imp spot there.
Oh, I thought. Okay, hold up.
No, it says on the wiki that the East Ardone Monastery has them.
Yeah. So
Oh,
they spawn 9 of them, but I don't know.
of the zoo, and you see that penis shape building.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
fuck yeah, dude. I'm going there.
It's
dude.
over there. But I thought Citrus was actually going to say that he killed an imp on stream,
Yeah.
and he instantly got the red bead.
Yeah.
Imagine? I was gonna be
No,
like,
I
dude,
actually did.
Honestly, why
trade
not
me.
trade him? Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah,
why
I
not
was gonna
trade him,
say,
dude?
I was gonna say, dude, like, cause like you guys were like talking about the like the Hogwarts and the transphobia and like the trans support thing, and I was like, this is a really bad time for me to butt in and be like, yo, I just killed one imp. I got a red bead.
Shout out to all the mugshotties out there. Shout out Ali, yo, best nurse out there. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to the whole
and-
community, bro. I mean, I appreciate everybody just like wanting to listen. I know like we put episode 2 on the back burner because Super had to move and then scheduling and stuff like that. But yeah, no, thank you guys, honestly.
Yo, shout out my wife back home. Shout out Martha Stewart.
All right,
Yeah, that's about it. That's all I got.
That's a wrap. Later, guys. Yo, good vibes here. I just want to say thank you to all the Patreons as well. Appreciate the continued support. I'll be dropping the side episode of where we were recording in between when Super was trying to get everything situated with the internet in his house. So we do have a couple other side episodes that I'll be posting on Patreon. If you're interested, check the bio, and we'll see you guys next episode. Peace.